Welcome back, Tuppence here with another episode of the 13 Randomizer. We are back in the Sunlith Waterscape, with much stronger than last time we were here, which was quite some time ago. Our aim here is to get a bunch of treasures. Now last time we didn't want to get past these buggers because they were stun locking us and wiping us out pretty fast, but that should be rather different now. Let's see. Their damage is not that scary, and we can do a lot more damage. Now, so we might end up having to do a bit of a switch around because Saz is set as our commando. He only apparently has Ruin, which is not great because his strength stat is way higher than his magic stat, so this might take a little bit. But the damage these guys are dealing is not that great. Alright, Paradigm's fixed up. Enemies are indeed not really worth much here. Now, was there a treasure chest? I think there was still a treasure chest down this way. Can't remember if I had gotten that one before. But now, Vanille's Ruin will be much more damaging. We've got Commander Ravager, Ravager, Medic Ravager, Medic Saboteur. Although I might change that Medic Saboteur. Ah, they're immune to everything whilst they got their carapace up. Lovely. Ah, there was a treasure chest and we had already gotten it. Oh well. Well, I'm still going to try and dodge all of these because they are annoying enemies more than anything, but they're also fast. Switch to having Saz as the lead because he has his Cold Blood, which is another one that boosts chain gauge. Really good when staggered. I can also force Saz to use his physical attacks instead of his magic attacks as a Ravager. At least this chapter is a lot prettier than most of the others, particularly the ones that were in like so many corridors. At least these are green corridors. Oh, that that does not look pleasant. We are going to... What? Jesus Christ! Saz! Well, that puts us on the other side of the encounter. And we can dodge that one. Much easier. I did not... It was the camera angles that forced me to jump over that log again. Interesting. We've gotten... I do not remember getting this one. I definitely don't remember that getting that treasure and getting this far. Maybe we did. Ah, we've got the watch droids. Those ones I feel like are normally little the gremlins. I think these were the point where I was like, I'm going to switch chapters because they were obliterating our party at the time. But now it's the opposite. I see, these are tomatoes. Well, tomatoes are a type of plant normally. I don't feel... I am going to have to fight a few of you, aren't I? How many am I going to have to fight? This is going to be a long fight. Yep, 3 of them. This is gonna suck. Or I'll retry this one with Deceptor Soul on and get a guaranteed back attack. 1 vial of Deceptor Soul later. 1 Thunder Gust should stun them. Nice. And that's 1 down. So Vanille, once she gets her attack off, we'll be able to wipe it out pretty quickly. And now we're down to 1, which is much more manageable. In a reasonable time. It only took about 1.5 minutes. But that's so tanky. Now, hopefully this is something nice. Nope, not really. Tiny amount of gil. We're going to try and dodge all the enemies. And fail at it. So what have we got running down there? Bunch of watch droids. And a treasure. Which will have Flamebane Brooch. Let's double check the equipment. Oh, you've got slots here. So Flamebane, Critical Barfire, Auto Bravery. Ooh, that's not bad, that. Anything else worthwhile equipping to you? There wasn't much in the way of good things on the equipment, but Saz has got 20 more strength, which is enough to bump up his damage. We get a lovely vista of the rainforests, but... oh, right, more cutscenes. And this is... scale beast. We've already encountered those. The tutorial's like, you have to stagger the bastard. We can see that it's an Orion down there, and we can see an item down there, and all the way to the back. So the treasure chest spheres looks like they render a really long way away. So it's almost sort of tropical mangrovey area, and we can sort of see how the landscape curves up in the background, because everything's in a giant cocoon. Mysterious glowing roots on the wall. And we are just going to continue down. So these Orions are our scale beasts, which I'm going to say is an improvement. I think these will be easy enough to dispatch of. They are from, I think, 2 chapters ahead. Especially if they get ambushed. And I'm pretty sure, well, Flame Strike's going to be the best. Just because Saz's strength stats so much better. Not that it matters. Yeah, the CP still sucks. But with the treasure might not. It does. Still don't have any way of upgrading equipment yet though, which is... nothing up there. Which is kind of annoying, because that would be a nice easy way of getting a lot of power boosts for some people. What do we get? 23 gil, okay. I can't spend it in any one place because that just does not buy anything. More of these guys, which I want to try and dodge, but fail. They move too fast, them. And we're down all the way to the bottom. Well, we are going to have to beat this group. This is probably one of the prettier landscapes in 13. I do like a nice tropical vibe. Hopefully something better. Then 23 guild, 5 electrodes is not... well, I suppose it technically is better. Okay, that's a lot to dodge. I don't know if I'm going to get... nope, not going to dodge them. I think those are normally frogs. There's a lot of them. So Saz and Vanille are heading this way to get to Nautilus, which I believe is Saz's home. I think that's where he thinks Daz, his kid's going to be. Can I go this way? Nope. Vanille's just along for the ride. She's pretending to be all happy-go-lucky, but secretly she's kind of sad inside. Oh, we've only got you. Just temporarily. So... Daz is, of course, worried about his kid. And I think Vanille wanted to go to Nautilus because Edge of Pleasure Park, Theme Park, and I guess she wants to just ignore all her worries. Tap the glowing orb, don't you, Vanille? Pops, and it goes into rain. You have a weather switching mechanic here, which is literally the only spot that it is used in. I am going to switch it though, because I do not like the look of those enemies there. And it switches what enemies spawn. That's better. I prefer that grouping to what it was before. I can get rid of the watch drawings super easy, and that tomatoes shouldn't be a problem. But, I mean, immune to physical. I remember you guys from the Gapra Whitewood. Bit easier now. And if I do the Gapra chapter again, I think that pack of tomatoes is not going to be a problem for Hope and Lightning. Now, I think that enemy is default. I think that's why you switch the weather to avoid these ones, which are supposed to be super powerful for the point, but we've fought them before. And we fought 2 of them with a weaker party, so I think it's not going to be a problem. Am I going to get to stagger it before it dies? Well, staggered on the death hit. Yeah, not a problem, that. Only 120 CP. I mean, it's the point of the game for it. Okay, I don't particularly want to deal with Scale Beast, and there's a convenient weather swap. why there is a weather swap here in this one little area, I have no idea. That's a better grouping. I'll take watch drones. Now there's a treasure up here. Yeah. I was expecting to have to deal with at least one of you guys. The little gremlins, have I fought you before? Yes. Weak to fire. Excellent. Imps will die. Oh yes, Saz also has a weapon that, or a piece of armor that gives him auto bravery. So even more damage to burst down enemies. And I have to deal with these to get that treasure. Okay, he blocked damage somehow. I didn't even know that was possible. Oh, I think he blocked it because he has a equipment accessory bonus, a passive by having multiple accessories of the same family equipped, which is minus 10 damage from physical attacks, and that thing must be doing less than 10 damage a hit, so it actually procs and does something. That's why he gets the blocks, which is interesting. So what's in here? It is a ribbon. Ooh, that's juicy. That's status ailment chance reduction. It's not full protection. Ooh, bastard. At least now I can spin the camera to guarantee easy see that there are indeed no treasure chests for me to get down that way. Some more imps to dodge. And say that they are almost certainly meant to be frogs, given it's wet weather. So continuing on through here, I can see some more treasures. Let's go. And dodge enemies. Nice easy grouping. And we get from this one, it's a Dragoon Lance. Nice, that's a new weapon for Fang. Might be better than what she currently has, which gives her stagger plus TP. Anything hiding down there that looks treasury? Not really. I could bring up our strategy guide booklet and check everywhere that happens to have treasures, but didn't quite dodge. But let's get rid of the Orion first. Whilst I've got the buff up for Saz with the bravery, given that those Mandragora tomatoes are immune to physical. And the buff does wear out after a minute. Looks like we're going to have to deal with that lot. Oh dear. 2 rounds of attacks, dealt with them pretty swiftly. Again, dodging as many enemies as possible just because it's not super difficult or super high CP here. Now, does this look like a boss arena or what? We've got an area coming, a corridor coming into a new area, and here we do indeed have enemies. So, Enli and Enkidu? Is it Enki and Enkidu? Enlil and Enki. So these are 2 Mesopotamian gods. One of them has one set of weakness, one of them has the other set. And this is where you're supposed to debuff them, I think. I think also once you defeat one, the other gets super pissed off. There you go. So normally you would debuff them, but we're so powerful that doesn't really matter. You're supposed to use Vanille's Saboteur to dispel the buffs. Or we can brute force them. Brute forcing sounds... So now he's enraged. Brute forcing sounds good. I don't think it's going to do anything whilst enraged. And now we have Enlil left to go to deal with. And no idea what your vulnerabilities are, but your vulnerabilities are clearly overpowered damage. There you go. Our bravery buff has disappeared. And it's... don't really need to change. Once, so heal bellow, he gets a buff there. We're going to cold blood, boost the chain gauge, and then Vanille's next attack should wipe it out. Because the chain gauge percentage is going to be so high, it's going to be doing like so much more percentage damage. Oh, didn't quite. So he has thunder damage up. He's got in thunder. He's got haste. He's got attack up and magic up. Normally they are quite the threat. 1000 CP. Ice Charm and a digital circuit. We don't get a Crystarium expansion. Google Pocket's not bad. That's at least a bit of money. Oh, we do get a little bit more. I think this is just literally walking to the edge of the next area because there's the final boss there. So a little bit sad to not see any more rolls from anyone. But there is also Chapter 2 and the Gapra Whitewood chapter that we have not done. So here we are sneaking in the back fence, which looks, you know, kind of suspiciously prison-like. But I guess the fence is there to keep out the wild animals. It's electrified. Now I think we also at some point have probably gotten some more shop upgrades. Plautus's workshop, what have we got? A mega weapon! Right. ATB +1 and it's 3.9 million. But better stats for lightning. ATB +1 is also nice. Uncapped damage is kind of useless. Even though, whoo, that strength up is nice. But it is Snow's weapon and I don't care about Snow. Arenier's cane is fine, but its boost is when you got allies KO'd. Kane's lance, ATB +1 is nice. Stats are not as good. Magus based, resisting magic to 20% is not bad. Anything else? No, nothing else. And there was her Dragoon Lance. Stifled Magic, how much does it boost her strength? Only it's not boosting her strength that much though. 626 up to 627. Yeah, not really worth it. The TP charge is much better. The Dragoon Lance maybe when it gets leveled up would be better, but not at the moment. Well, it'll be into the Gapra Whitewood next time, but I'll be getting up to the save point before the Flans first. Until then, this is Type This Out, and have a good day, guys. Bye!